Hey, come see us live. We're doing our Rumble Time show September 27th in Los Angeles. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, and we'll be in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. Here was another thing they did. So remember when Trump at the debate said, she wants to use government funds to pay for illegal immigrants and prisoners to get trans surgery. And everybody was like, oh, he's crazy.
I know it's true.
It's true.
It's
and you want me to prove it to you?
I know.
Here, what's that? Oh, really? Oh, here it is. So, this is from Time Magazine. The original version of this story, they corrected themselves. The original version of this story, mischaracterized as false Donald Trump's statement accusing Kamala Harris of supporting transgender operations on illegal aliens in prison. As a presidential candidate in 2019, Harris filled out a questionnaire saying she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition treatment for imprisoned, meaning detained immigrants. Welcome to America. Now hand over your dick and balls. And nobody's using theirs anyway here. So even CNN was flummoxed when they found this out, that not only all the lies that she told, but CNN also called out ABC News for being biased in that debate, the moderators. But watch this. And these are CNN, the biggest tools in the world. And even they can't help themselves. They have to call this out. Watch this.
Tonight, Kamala Harris releasing details of her policy positions for the first time on her campaign website. A K-file investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration. So in 2019, in what K-File found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, "Our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE." Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border. K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now.
So that's just one thing. She was always against trying to secure the border. In fact, she wanted to defund it. And now here we go.
Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU. And this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren. And you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said,
there it is. So when Trump said that, he was accurate. And everybody at ABC made him sound crazy. Everybody who covered that on the corporate media afterwards made it sound like he was crazy. There it is. Okay, there's more to this.
Taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She actually said she supported that.
She wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. Oh. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
I mean, these are things that it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for detained migrants. And
taxpayer funded gender transition for migrants and illegal aliens and people in prison. Taxpayer funded.
As you say, written and verbally. What else, did you find?
Well, let's take a look at her answer here on drugs. She got asked about, the question from the ACLU was, since drug use is better addressed as a public health issue through treatment and other programming, will you support the decriminalization at the federal level of all drug possession for personal use? And Harris answers yes. Now, what would that mean? Well, I mean the federal, all drug possession. That's not just marijuana, which she alluded to in her answer to this question, but it also would mean
it's federal level of all drug possession,
fentanyl, crack, yes. Cocaine, things like that. Yeah.
Have they responded to you on her changes on these issues?
So we did put this question to the Harris campaign about the entire ACLU questionnaire, and the Harris campaign didn't answer any questions from CNN. Instead, they just provided a statement from an unnamed Harris campaign advisor that just said the vice president's positions have been shaped by 3 years of effective governance as part of the Biden-Harris administration. Now, they declined to CNN to elaborate on what those positions were. And then they also provided this statement, which they attributed to a spokesperson saying, as president, she will take that same pragmatic approach, focusing on common sense solutions for the sake of progress. So where does she stand on this, all this questionnaire today? We don't know, and they won't say.
It's pretty incredible stuff. And thank you very much, Andrew K-File, for this reporting.
Even a CNN host is incredulous. It's pretty incredible stuff. Holy shit. So, and here she is talking to a transgendered lady. And here she is. She's going to say it in her own words.
That they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
So there she is bragging about using taxpayer funding to give prisoners transgender surgery. And maybe she was thinking, well, if we give a guy a set of tits, it'll make him harder for him to sneak through the bars and escape. Maybe that's what it was. But that's real.
No, it feels like comedy. Come on.
It seems like comedy.
Just too much. This is our country. And they said Trump was an embarrassment.
They have senior citizens who are having their medicine because they can't afford their pharmaceutical medicine. And she's there giving taxpayer funds for transition surgery in prison.
No, I can't. It's just too much. It's just wild. It's fucking wild.
So Paul says basically everything President Trump said was true, and ABC fact-checked him with lies. Conversely, everything Kamala Harris said was lies, and ABC did not fact-check her. Sounds like the legacy media we all know that needs to go out of business.
On the media.
Defund the media. Like
Where's
your hat?
that hat?
Where's that hat? There it is.
Oh, that one's ungovernable.
Oh, that's ungovernable. Hang on. Defund the media. You can get it at, what's your website?
Ultra free.
Ultrafree.com. Defund the media.
That's right.
That's real.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And the people voting for Kamala Harris don't give a shit.
No. Well, I mean, because Taylor Swift is endorsing based on abortion and LGBTQ. And it's like, vote for social issues and you won't even have a social life after that happens, basically. You won't even have a chance to go get an abortion, or you won't have a chance to have your gay marriage, or, transition your 12-year-old, if that's what you're really dying to do. Like, when did these things become so fucking important in life? And why can't my gay friends just be unique? Why can't everybody just be amazing and unique and colorful? Why do we have to be one fucking common denominator? I don't understand it. Socialist crazies.
Steph often makes the point of why used to be, or my gay friends, my cisgendered male gay friends.
I don't even know what that means.
I know.
My daughter has to define it for me. I'm like, what?
The only reason I know that is because my gay friend says, Jimmy, I'm barely even considered gay in the LGBTQ community. And I said, why?
He's not gay enough.
He said, I'm not gay enough. He goes, I'm a white cisgendered male who's gay. And that barely count. They don't even count us anymore.
Like Bret Easton Ellis. He's a great one. He's one of my favorites. You would love him, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a whole book on Trump derangement syndrome. He wrote Less Than Zero in American Psycho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so my friend says, I used to dress up in my sister's clothing when I was a kid. And my mom caught me and she made me go to therapy. She goes, now, he said, if that happened to me now, he goes, I was lucky. Because now they'd say I was transgender and they'd start putting me on hormones and tell me I'm not a boy anymore. Yeah. And I remember that used to be the whole idea that, hey, you can be a boy and paint your nails. You can be a boy and want to wear a skirt. That doesn't make you a girl. You can still be a boy and do. I remember Greg Barrett did a whole show about how he likes to feel pretty and paint his nails.
How about glam rock?
What about glam rock?
All of it. What about Hedwig and the Angry Inch was one of my favorites. They didn't make a movement out of it. It was fucking awesome. And now they take every awesome thing that we fought for and turn it upside down.
So what they've done in our culture is now we've narrowed what the gender has to be. Instead of that should be, like you're saying, like, why can't my friends just be who they are? Why do we have to narrow it to, well, this is what a man has to appear like. This is what a woman has to be. Why can't a man wear a dress? Why can't a man do, if he wants to look feminine, why can't he still look feminine and still be a man? Why do I have to pretend he's supposed to be like me? Well, I never woke up in the middle of, in the morning with a Woody. Like, at the same time that he's never experienced what cramps feel like. So it's like, let's not pretend that you're something that you're not. How about we just expand what the definition is?
I mean, I just feel like it's all chaos used to confuse children so that everybody grows up in this super confusing era. And I also have a theory that the whole trans movement was about just getting the word trans into everyone's mouth because of their whole movement towards transhumanism. I feel like they want to sort of make everybody so there's just no more there's no more humanity to the story. Everybody is in a group. Everyone's in a group against each other. There's no more unity. We're not one people anymore. They didn't promote love. They promoted hatred between all these people with their pronouns. It's fucking bananas. I'm like, the only pronoun we need to have is we the fucking people. And we all stand together. Or there's going to be no more rights, period.
Well, just to piggyback off that last story or what we're talking about is, the invasion of women's spaces by biological males. Now, that doesn't mean if I'm against that doesn't mean I'm anti-trans. I'm pro-trans. If you want to be trans, be trans.
Me too.
And whatever you want to be, I'm going to treat you with the same dignity and respect that I want to be treated with myself. But I think that's not okay for biological males to invade women's only spaces. And I think I'm in the majority in that now. Hey, come see us live. We're doing our Rumble Time show September 27th in Los Angeles. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, and we'll be in Burbank, California. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.